Let me start with a question. What would happen if someone in your family suddenly couldn't manage their money anymore? Not temporarily, but because their memory, their judgment, or their ability to make decisions had changed. It often begins quietly. A bill that isn't paid, a bank statement left unopened, the same question asked again and again. And suddenly, families find themselves facing something they never expected. Not just dementia, but financial confusion, legal barriers, and decisions no one feels prepared to make. In this video, we're going to talk about the legal documents that protect your finances if mental capacity is lost, what they are, why they matter, and why putting them in place before they are needed can save families enormous stress later. Because when dementia progresses, time is not always on your side. But right now, today, it still is. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Hello and welcome. This is Retirement Central, a calm, clear place where we break down the financial and life decisions that shape our future, without the jargon or the panic. My role isn't to be your advisor, it's to be your explainer, helping you understand pensions, planning, and the practical steps that protect your future and your family. So if you're ready to feel a little more informed and a little more in control, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Before we go further, I need to be clear about what this video is and what it is not. I am an educational avatar. I am not a doctor, solicitor, or financial advisor. If you are worried about memory problems, the first step should always be speaking to your GP. In England and Wales, the NHS provides memory clinics, assessments, and specialist support. This video is designed to give a clear overview of the legal framework based on the Mental Capacity Act 2005, guidance from gov.uk, information from Money Helper, and resources from the Alzheimer's Society. The goal is simple: to help you understand the system well enough to have better conversations with professionals and with your family. To understand why these documents matter, you first need to understand one legal concept: mental capacity. Under the Mental Capacity Act 2005, every adult has the right to make their own decisions, unless there is evidence they cannot. Capacity is decision-specific. Someone might have capacity to choose what to eat for lunch, but not to understand a complex investment portfolio. And capacity can fluctuate, good days and bad days. When dementia progresses to the point where someone lacks capacity to make a particular decision, the law says someone else must step in. The question is, who? If you have planned ahead, if you have signed the right documents, the answer is the people you chose. There are two key documents you need to know. 1. Lasting power of attorney for property and financial affairs. 2. Lasting power of attorney for health and welfare. We are going to take each one step by step. The first document is the lasting power of attorney for property and financial affairs. This document lets someone you trust manage your money if you cannot. We are talking about paying bills, managing bank accounts, collecting your pension and benefits, dealing with HMRC, and, if necessary, selling your home. You do not need a solicitor to create an LPA. You can choose when this LPA starts. This LPA must be registered with the Office of the Public Guardian before it can be used. Registration takes 8 to 10 weeks for error-free applications. If there are mistakes, it can take 16 to 20 weeks or longer. Here is what the fee is now. From November 2025, The cost to register an LPA is £92 per document. If you create both types, which most people should, that is £184 in registration fees. If you are on certain means-tested benefits, you may not have to pay at all. And if your income is under £12,000 a year, you can get a 50% reduction. You must be 18 or over and have mental capacity, the ability to make your own decisions, when you make your LPA. You do not need to live in the UK or be a British citizen to make an LPA. The gov.uk online service is free. It guides you step by step and catches many common errors before you submit. The OPG processed over 1 million applications in 2024 and 2025, and a huge portion are done this way. So when does it make sense to see a solicitor? If you have complex assets, overseas property, a business, or a final salary pension. If you have blended family dynamics or estranged relatives who might object. Or if you simply lack confidence in getting the paperwork exactly right. But for most people, the gov.uk tool is perfectly sufficient. One of the most common mistakes when applying for an LPA is signing order. The donor signs first, then the certificate provider. If that happens after the donor has lost capacity, it cannot be fixed. You cannot go back. The LPA is gone. While some mistakes can be corrected by crossing out and initialing before submission, signing order errors almost always mean the entire form is invalid and must be redone. The donor must sign the LPA in the physical presence of an independent witness, aged 18+, who is not a named attorney or replacement attorney. The witness must also sign, confirming they saw the donor sign. This is why the certificate provider is so important. This is an independent person, someone who has known you for at least 2 years, or a professional, who confirms you understood what you were signing and weren't being pressured. Choose them carefully, and never ever sign out of order. The second document is the lasting power of attorney for health and welfare. This one is different. It does not cover money. It covers your body, your care, and your medical treatment. This LPA lets you make decisions about where you live, including whether you move into a care home, your day-to-day care, what you eat, what you wear, your daily routine, your medical treatment, consenting to or refusing treatment on your behalf, and crucially, life-sustaining treatment, if you specifically authorize them to make that decision. Unlike the property LPA, this one can only be used once you have lost capacity to make those decisions yourself, not before. Many people assume their spouse automatically has the right to make medical decisions for them. In England and Wales, they do not. Without a health and welfare LPA, doctors must make decisions in your best interests, consulting family, but not bound by their wishes. If there is a disagreement, it can go to court. There is one more thing you need to know about this LPA. It does not override the Mental Health Act. If you are detained under the Act, sectioned, doctors can treat your mental disorder even if you or your attorney refuse. This is the law. But for all other medical decisions, and for care decisions, a registered health and welfare LPA gives your chosen people the legal authority to speak for you. It is, in many ways, the ultimate act of trust. Let me be very clear about what happens if you do none of this. If you lose capacity and have no LPA, your family cannot just step in. They cannot access your bank account to pay your care home fees. They cannot sell your home. They cannot make medical decisions for you, even if you have been married for 40 years. Instead, they must apply to the Court of Protection to become your deputy. This process typically takes 6 to 12 months. It costs significantly more than registering an LPA. Let me introduce you to Margaret. Margaret is 68, a retired teacher from Cardiff. She knew she should sort out her LPAs, but the solicitor quotes she got, £650 to £1,400, felt impossible on her fixed pension. A friend mentioned the gov.uk online service. Margaret tried it. She completed both LPAs in under an hour. The online service flagged a contradictory instruction she had nearly written, preventing a rejection that would have cost her weeks of delay. Total cost, £184 in registration fees. She saved approximately £600 compared to the solicitor quote. Her daughter is now her named attorney. Margaret says, "I sleep better knowing my daughter won't have to fight a court to help me." Margaret's story has a simple moral. You do not need to be wealthy to protect yourself. You just need to know where to start. If this feels overwhelming, please know you are not alone. Free expert help is available. gov.uk, the official LPA online service. Start here. Free, guided, saves your progress. Alzheimer's Society LPA Digital Assistance Service. Free, phone-based support. If you or a family member are affected by dementia and struggle with online forms, they can complete the LPA application with you over the phone. Money Helper. Government-backed, impartial guidance on powers of attorney and paying for care. For complex situations, the Law Society Find a Solicitor tool can help you locate a specialist in later life planning or private client work. You do not have to figure this out alone. Here is your 2-step action plan for this week. 1. Check whether you or your partner already have LPAs in place. Search your paperwork. Ask family. Many people made these years ago and forgot. 2. If you do not have LPAs, start the process this week. Go to gov.uk, Lasting Power of Attorney Service. It takes 20 to 30 minutes per LPA. You do not need to finish it today. Just start. That is it. 2 steps. 1 honest conversation with yourself and the people you trust. Planning for dementia is not about fear. It is about control. It is about choosing today who you trust to speak for you when you cannot speak for yourself. It is about protecting your family from impossible decisions and expensive court applications. Next week, we're switching gears slightly and looking at something that affects almost everyone right now: the cost of living. We'll explore practical ways to reduce everyday expenses, cut unnecessary bills, and keep more of the money you work hard to earn. If rising costs are on your mind, you will not want to miss that video. Now, I'd really like to hear from you. If this video helped you, even in a small way, please take a moment to like the video. It helps more people discover this information when they may need it most. And in the comments, you can simply write, "Done," if your lasting powers of attorney are already in place, or "Starting," if this video has encouraged you to begin that process. Sometimes seeing someone else take that step is exactly what gives another family the confidence to start the conversation. You may also want to share this video with a friend or family member. These conversations are often delayed, but they matter far more than we realize. And if you'd like calm, clear explanations about the financial and life decisions that shape our later years, from pensions and travel, care planning, health, and retirement, I invite you to subscribe to Retirement Central and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you next time. This is Retirement Central, helping you protect your future with clarity, dignity, and peace of mind.